皆さんおはようございます。こんにちは、こんばんは。Welcome to the Easy Japanese News Article of the Day for July 16th, 2026. 2026年7月16日の今日の記事でございます。For our headline today, we have 日例サイバー攻撃を受けた。いろいろな会社に影響が出ている。Here is our vocabulary from the article. 攻撃 and attack. 受けるto receive or to suffer. いろいろ various. 影響 affect or influence. 出る to come out or to appear. Okay, jumping back into our headline, we have 日例. 日例 is a company. And you'll see we have quotes here. These are Japanese quotation marks. And so they are going to say something. サイバー攻撃を受けた. So サイバー, it's going to be cyber. サイバー攻撃 is a cyber attack. We have our object particle O here saying that it is our object. So there's going to be a verb that does something to this cyber attack. サイバー攻撃を受けた. So 受けた is the past tense of 受ける to receive or suffer something. Like when it's a bad thing, it can be to suffer that. So サイバー攻撃を受けた. We suffered a cyber attack or were the victim of a cyber attack. いろいろな会社. So いろいろ is a na adjective meaning various. Because it's a na adjective, we use a na to connect it to a noun, which is 会社, which is a company. So いろいろな会社, various companies. に, and then something is happening at or to these companies. That's why we use に. And we have 影響, which is an effect or influence. And then effect or influence, が, this is our subject marker, saying that the 影響 is going to do something or be something. And what it's going to do is 出ている or 出る, to come out, to appear, or to happen. And then this 出る is in the ている form because it is currently happening. So 影響が出ている means it is affecting something. There is effect that is coming out or influence that is coming out. And this に tells us what is being affected. So altogether, 日例. So 日例 is saying サイバー攻撃を受けた. We were the victims of a cyber attack. We received a cyber attack. いろいろな会社に影響が出ている. Effects are being felt by various companies, or effects are happening at various companies. Here is the vocabulary from the rest of the article. 冷凍食品, frozen food or frozen food products. 作る, to make. 発表する, to announce. 倉庫, warehouse. 仕事, work or job. 動く, to move or to function. 送る, to send. 品物, goods, items or products. 困る, to have trouble or to be in difficulty in doing something. 問題 is an issue or a problem. 安全 safe or safety. 順番 order or sequence. 始める to begin or to start. 予定 plans or schedule.
冷凍食品を作っている日例という会社があります。昨日、コンピューターがサイバー攻撃を受けたと発表しました。日例は他の会社の冷凍食品などを倉庫に置いておく仕事もしています。コンピューターのシステムが動かなくなって倉庫から冷凍食品などを送ったりする仕事に影響が出ています。このためフライドチキンや寿司のレストラン、スーパーなどで品物が来ないところも出ています。お菓子の会社も作ったアイスクリームを日例の倉庫から出すことができなくて困っています。 日例はコンピューターのシステムを問題がないように安全にして明日から順番に仕事を始める予定です。
All right, let's jump right into our article.
冷凍食品を作っている日例という会社があります。
Okay, nice and simple here. So we have 冷凍食品, which is frozen foods. Oh, object particle telling us this is our object. There's going to be a verb that does something to our frozen food, and that verb is 作る, to make or create. We are putting 作る in the teiru form, currently being made. And so 冷凍食品を作っている, currently making frozen food products. And that is going to be modifying 日例. So 日例 who create frozen food products. And then という, so という if we have A という B, that's how we say a B called A. So 日例という会社 is going to be a company 会社 called 日例. 日例という会社 a company called 日例 and then 会社が it's going to do something or be something. It's our subject. So 会社があります and our verb here is ある to exist or there is. And that's put in the mas form for politeness. So 日例という会社があります There is or there exists a company called 日例 and that 日例 what do they do? They make frozen food products 冷凍食品を作っている日例という会社があります There is a company called 日例 who makes frozen food products
昨日、コンピューターがサイバー攻撃を受けたと発表しました。
Okay, so they said 昨日 but it's actually 15日 So 昨日 is yesterday 15日 is the way we say the 15th Today's the 16th Yesterday was the 15th They always write it out like this but they always say it 昨日 So yesterday or on the 15th コンピューターが So computer が It's gonna do something or be something as our subject サイバー攻撃 A cyber attack をIt's going to receive the effects of something. A verb is going to happen to it, and that verb is 受ける, to receive or be the victim of or suffer. And that is in the past tense. So サイバー攻撃を受けたと when we have a と that can kind of quote things before it. So this is the quote that they're going to do something with, and that is 発表しました. So 発表するis to announce something that's then being put in the past tense with this mashita here. And we do that by changing suru to shi, then mashita. 発表しました. They made an announcement. Now, you'll notice there's no subject in this sentence. We just brought it up in the previous sentence. They're talking about nichire. So, on the 15th, nichire announced that their computer was the victim of a cyber attack. And that's that whole sentence. On the 15th, they announced that their computer underwent or was the victim of a cyber attack.
日例は他の会社の冷凍食品などを倉庫に置いておく仕事もしています。
Okay, so 日例, once again the name of that company, This is our main framework or topic here. So as far as nichire goes, 他の会社. So 他 means other. 会社 is company. If we want to connect these two nouns, we use no. 他の会社, other companies. no something of those other companies. And that thing is 冷凍食品. So the frozen food products of other companies. など is kind of like and the like or etc. So frozen foods, etc. of other companies. O, there is going to be a verb doing something to these frozen foods and other things like them. 倉庫 is a warehouse. に something to or in the warehouse. Then we have 置いておく. So these are both coming from 置く. So this 置く is to place an object somewhere. And then when we have a verb in the te form with 置く, that's kind of to do something in advance for a future purpose. So 置いておく would be to put it somewhere for the future, right? So 倉庫に置いておく. Basically put products in warehouses for later use, right? And then 仕事 is work. So work of placing. And then we have to go back to our O here to say what they're placing in this warehouse. Frozen foods and the like of other companies in a warehouse. So that's the work that they are doing. And 仕事も also, so implying they do other things, but this is another thing they do. They also, and then they do this kind of work. しています. So that is する to do. Once again, in the ている form, because they're currently doing it as well. It's ongoing. And in the must form for formality reasons. So, 日例は他の会社の冷凍食品などを倉庫に置いておく仕事もしています。日例 also performs the work of keeping the frozen foods of other companies in warehouses.
コンピューターのシステムが動かなくなって倉庫から冷凍食品などを送ったりする仕事に影響が出ています。
This one's kind of a frustrating sentence here, but we'll break it down nice and easy. Computer, so computer, no something of the computer. System, the system. So computer no system, the computer system. Ga, it's our subject, so it's going to do or be something. And that thing it's going to do is 動かなくなって. So this comes from our verb 動く, to move or operate. And then that's being put in the negative 動かない to not move or not operate. And then if we use くなる onto 動かない、動かなくなる, that's how we say it stops doing that. So this くなる, we're talking about a change from previously it was working, moving, and now it's not. So it stopped functioning. And then we put that naru in the te form here to say we're not done with the sentence. So the computer system stopped functioning. If we just said 動かない, that will not or will stop. But this 動かなくなる, it stopped functioning. And that's what that te form is. And 倉庫から. So 倉庫 is the warehouse. から is our particle meaning from, so from the warehouse. 冷凍食品など, so the frozen food products and the like. を object particle telling us that this is going to, something is going to be done to this frozen food. 送ったりする, so 送る is to send something. When we use たりする here, most of the time with たりする, well, not most of the time, but the way they teach it is たりする, you'll list a whole bunch of things, and things like this are happening. But you can actually just do it with one if you want. So 送ったりする, doing things like sending. And then that is all modifying 仕事 here. So 仕事, once again, work or job. And this job that we're talking about is all of this. So 倉庫から冷凍食品などを送ったりする仕事。The work of sending frozen food products and the like from the warehouse and the like. Very common in Japanese sentences to have multiple and the likes here, rather than being like, it's just this we're talking about. Oh, well, maybe we can include this, right? So, such work, ni, something to this work. And once again, we talked about this in the previous section, 影響が出ています. So, 影響, effect, ga, our subject particle telling us this effect is going to do something. Verb is 出る, to come out, to appear, to show up. And 出ています, the ている form in the must form for formality. So, there is, or altogether, we have the computer system stopped functioning. And this is having an effect on the work of sending frozen food products from the warehouses and the like.
このため、フライドチキンや寿司のレストラン、スーパーなどで品物が来ないところも出ています。
Okay, このため. So when we have このため, this means due to, and then この is this. A lot of times when we say この, we're talking about the previous sentence. So due to the fact that this work is being affected, このため. フライドチキン. I'll let you guess what that one is. It is fried chicken. フライドチキンや寿司. So フライドチキンや寿司. Sushi is sushi. And や, this is one of those things yet again. That means like this and other things. Things like fried chicken and sushi. And then something of fried chicken, sushi, etc. With the particle no. And that is レストラン. So レストラン, restaurants that do fried chicken or sushi. And スーパー is supermarkets. など is and the like. And で tells us at. So at restaurants that do fried chicken, sushi, etc. At supermarkets and the like. And then 品物, that's products or goods or items. 品物が, it's going to do something or be something as our subject. So these products or items are going to 来ない. So 来ない is the negative. That's where this ない is coming from. Negative of 来る, to come or to show up at a place, right? So 品物が来ない. The items do not come. The product does not come. And ところ is a location or a place. And these are all describing the place. So there are locations where products do not come. And も is even or adding on to something else. も出ています. So once again, this is an occurrence. We can use 出る when something shows up, happens, occurs. And that's in the ている form with ます. Once again, to mean it's currently happening, and for being formal, we add that ます. So, 品物が来ないところも出ています. There are also places where the products are not showing up. So, therefore, at restaurants that sell fried chicken, sushi, etc., supermarkets, and the like, there are even places where products aren't showing up. They're not getting to where they need to be.
お菓子の会社も作ったアイスクリームを日例の倉庫から出すことができなくて困っています。
Okay, お菓子. So お菓子 is snacks. お菓子の something of snacks. お菓子の会社 is a company of snacks or a snacks company. お菓子の会社も. So we talked about something else. We were talking about the frozen foods. We're adding snack companies on here. So we use も also. Or even at snack companies, 作った. So 作った is the past tense of 作る to create or make. So 作ったアイスクリーム. Ice cream is ice cream, and 作った is modifying it. So ice cream that they made. 作ったアイスクリームを marking our object アイスクリーム so we're gonna do something to it 日例の so 日例 the company の something of 日例倉庫 once again warehouses so 日例 warehouses から from 日例 warehouses now we finally have our verb here 出す that is going to connect to our ice cream tells us what we're doing to the ice cream so 作ったアイスクリームを日例の倉庫から出す to take out ice cream that they've made from 日例's warehouses and if we have a verb like 出す connected to ことができる that means able to do that verb so 出すことができる able to take out those products right in this case ice cream but then we have this できる put into できなくて coming from できない the negative and then we use the te form to say we're not done so 出すことができなくて they're unable to take out this ice cream that they've made and with that te form that and then 困っています so 困る to be in trouble to be in a bind and then we ている once again because it's currently happening they're currently in a bind and must for formality so お菓子の会社も作ったアイスクリームを日例の倉庫から出すことができなくて困っています The snack companies are also unable to take out the ice cream that they've made from 日例 warehouses and are in trouble due to that.
日例はコンピューターのシステムを問題がないように安全にして明日から順番に仕事を始める予定です。
Okay, so 日例は this is 日例 and then は tells us our main topic or framework here. Here they're going to be doing something, so it's our subject. 日例はコンピューターのシステム Once again, computer system separated with の to say the system of the computer. を and then we are going to do something to it because this marks system, meaning that that is our object. And then 問題 is an issue or problem. が this 問題 is going to do something and that verb is going to be ない not exist. So 問題がない not have issues to be non-existent. And then ように this ように we connect it to something to say so that this happens. So 問題がないように would be so that there are not issues or problems. And then we have a verb here 安全にして So 安全 is safe. 安全にする is to make something safe. And that する is being put in the te form because we're not done with our sentence. So make it safe. And then we run into our verb here and say, okay, this verb goes back to コンピューターのシステム since that's the thing that we are doing something to with our verb. And so we are making the computer system safe so that there are no issues. 問題がないように安全にして。And then 明日から so or 17日、17日 from tomorrow or the 17th 17日 or 17日 being the 17th and から being from or starting tomorrow. And then 順番 with に means in order or in sequence. So they have a sequence that they're doing something and they will be doing this in that order or in that sequence. 順番に仕事 work を they're going to do something to the work, which because it's marked with our particle を object, and then 始める to start. So 仕事を始める to start. And all of that is modifying 予定 which is plans. So 順番に仕事を始める予定 plans to start work in order. And then we end off with that です。So 予定です。That is the plan, right? So 日例 is planning to make the computer system safe so that there are no issues and start work in order on the 17th, starting on the 17th or tomorrow. 日例はコンピュータのシステムを問題がないように安全にして17日から順番に仕事を始める予定です。And that will be it for our article today. For those of you in Japan, I hope you're able to get your fried chicken and your sushi and your snacks. Hopefully it won't take too long. I know when I was living in Japan, I lived off of my snacks. I needed my daily fix of sakure. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. 本当にありがとうございました。I actually have been able to kind of streamline this process and make it a lot quicker for me to make these. So hopefully I'll be able to make more of these every week. Maybe even every weekday again. We'll see. I'll try to squeeze it in. But please like and subscribe if you have not yet. There's plenty more coming on this channel. And once again, ありがとうございました. I will plan on seeing you around. またね.